The fallout continues from that incredibly expensive renovation of the D.C. reflecting pool. CBS News has learned President Trump met with U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro Monday in the Oval Office after she moved to drop charges against alleged vandals of the pool. Pirro says she determined botched installation caused the damage and not vandalism. Here's what the president had to say.
And I was disappointed with Jeanine Pirro, really disappointed with Jeanine Pirro. She folded like an umbrella, and people get away with things, and it's a disgrace.
Folded like an umbrella. Nicole Sganga is following this and a few other developments regarding the Justice Department. Nicole, we saw the U.S. Attorney, Jeanine Pirro, leaving the office. This is the video of that. She was wheeling some sort of a suitcase, which kicked off a lot of speculation about her job and its future. What can you tell us?
Vlad, her suitcase was packed, but her job is safe for now. I don't know what was in the suitcase, but here is what I can tell you. A presidential preference is not admissible evidence. Dropping a case that can no longer be proven in court is the job of a prosecutor. Now, it is particularly embarrassing in this case because Jeanine Pirro publicly promised to prove this case beyond a reasonable doubt, and not just as a misdemeanor, as a felony worth more than $1,000 in damages. But prosecutors argued that the new evidence, that the body cam footage, that the witness testimony, police testimony, that in particular the internal communications of the contractors revealed that this was actually a widespread failure in the pool's renovation itself. And they could not prove that this was Davy Hearn all the way with the intent to do this kind of damage. Now, an indictment is just probable cause. So really, prosecutors still had to believe that this could go all the way. We should also mention, Vlad, that just yesterday, 3 similar cases, misdemeanors in Washington accusing individuals of vandalizing the pool in a similar fashion, were also dropped by the U.S. Attorney's Office in D.C.
So, Nicole, I mean, you mentioned, right, it was just a month ago, Jeanine Pirro says beyond a reasonable doubt he caused this, then does the 180 and said it was because of how it was installed. But this isn't the first time that we have seen the president lash out at some of his administration for pushing back. Can you talk about that trend a bit?
Yeah, I mean, when the law gives a prosecutor one answer and politics gives them another, it does put them in this impossible situation. But at the end of the day, all of this pressure fuels concern about the weaponization of the Department of Justice. The clearest example we have seen of this is the U.S. Attorney Eric Siebert from the Eastern District of Virginia. We also saw Pam Bondi, former Attorney General, face some of this pressure. Really fits a broader pattern wherein the president pressures the department to deliver the outcomes that he wants, to perhaps go after his political opponents here. But at the end of the day, prosecutors represent the people, not the president. That said, catch-22, the president can fire whoever he wants, any U.S. attorney. He can't change the facts of this case.
You know, I want to talk a little bit about Todd Blanche's nomination for Attorney General. 2 senators who might have voted no are now are expected to vote yes this morning, setting up a full vote now in the Senate. It all came down to a promise not to revive President Trump's anti-weaponization fund, right? So help us understand what exactly happened here, because they were very stringent about we're no's.
And the question I've been getting, Michelle, is also like, is the fund dead or is it dead? Right? And so dead by memo is not dead by statute. Senators obtained what is called a rescission. It is not a firewall against a future fund. So a future attorney general, or this attorney general, if he is confirmed, could in fact issue a new one or order some other mechanism for the fund to be revived. What the rescission does is kill the government machinery that would have operated this fund. So look, senators got the headline they wanted for today. It remains to be seen what will happen as a new Congress is put in place.
Always something to talk about.
Yeah, really interesting, because whether it's for political show or legally binding, that's the question. All right, Nicole, always great to have you here in New York. Thank you very much.
Thank you.